Moving on to Ohio State, and it should be a quite interesting quarterback battle that's going on right now in Columbus, more so than I think most people would have thought going into the spring practice sessions. If you listen to the departed players and the guys that are going to the NFL, you listen to the buzz around the program last year, the buzz was always about Julian Sand. Julian Sand. You wait till you see Julian Sand. Oh, you'll be so impressed when you get the chance to watch Julian Sand. That was the buzz all throughout last season and all throughout bowl prep and the college football playoff run, was that it would be Julian Sand's show and he would lap the field there in the spring and they would leave no doubt. But what has happened with Ohio State is actually a positive. I know people don't like to look at it this way. People like the superstar that's upcoming to just leave everybody in the dust, and then all of a sudden, guys get in the portal, and now all of a sudden you don't have depth. But if you actually look at what's gone down, Julian Sand, you listen to what's gone on in the spring, it sounds like it's been a little bit of a challenge. Maybe it's been a little bit up and down, which, by the way, is good. You don't want it to be just all sunshine and rainbows for your young quarterback. If it's always good all the time, then how do you know how he's going to respond to adversity? You don't. You want him to maybe go through some struggles and maybe have 2 or 3 practices where he doesn't play well, only to see him bounce back. That's great. That's a good thing. But he finished on a really high note on Saturday, went 17 of 24 for 175 yards. He took the offense down the field for touchdowns on each of his first 3 drives and looked very comfortable. And I'm not saying he solidified himself as the starter, because the guy he's competing against in Lincoln Kienholz has been really impressive. They split reps in many ways. Kienholz actually played pretty well. He's 12 of 18 for 158. So whoever the quarterback ends up being, do I think it's going to be Julian Sand? I do. I think in time, his talent and his ceiling will allow him to emerge just a little bit. So I anticipate him being the guy. But this has been outstanding that Sand has had to compete every single day against a guy in Lincoln Kienholz that has proven the ability to improve drastically from where we saw him play a couple years ago against Missouri. Regardless of whoever steps out there on the field at quarterback for Ohio State, I don't know about y'all. Are y'all concerned about the quarterback spot there? Because I look at the weapons that they have at their disposal. I look at the wide receivers, the new addition at tight end, the incredible personnel that they have at running back, and the fact that 18 different players caught passes last week in the game, including tight ends and running backs. And I feel pretty good about their depth at wide receiver. I feel pretty good about their top tier playmakers. So regardless of who emerges and where it ends up going, this quarterback situation in this offense is going to be just fine. Now, if you want to ask me a question about the defense at Ohio State, yeah, I'll be honest with you. I do think there are questions there. I do think the defensive line is a position of concern. I do think it'd be advantageous for Ohio State to maybe go to the spring portal and try to get a defensive tackle just for depth purposes. That'd be great. Now, defensive tackles don't grow on trees, and it's not likely that you're going to have a huge difference maker that enters the portal at D tackle this time of year. But if one does hop in, if I were Ryan Day, I'd probably go pretty hard after that guy. The problem is you have to get in line because everybody wants a defensive tackle. Like Texas needs a defensive tackle. A bunch of teams need a defensive tackle. So all that being said, I think Ohio State's offense is in really good shape. Based on what we saw this past weekend, I feel great about the quarterback spot and the weapons that they have at their disposal and the direction that the offense is likely to head. But if there's one area I would love to get addressed between now and the season kicking off, it's probably along the defensive front. So we'll be watching that group closely throughout summer and fall camp.